Today, we're going to go a little deeper into some of the concepts that we've already discussed. So let's start with embedding videos or other types of files like form. So we're going to go into our page where we want to embed something. So I'll go into this page and select Edit. Now, I don't want this to be in one of the other components that I've already added. I want it to be on its own. So I'm going to add it to a text area. So let's create a new text area. And we'll scroll into that. So for any type of embed that you want, you're going to go here to the Insert Media button. And just like how we added images here, you can also embed different things like videos, Google Forms, or files, or embeddable here is for things like Spotify, SoundCloud. Maybe you have a podcast. This would be a place to put it. Let's start with a video. So first, we're going to back up a minute. We're going to have the video that we want. So today we are going to embed the Stanford opening convocation ceremony. So I'm going to go here. I'm on YouTube or Vimeo, and I'm going to select share. So I'm going to copy this URL here, but YouTube also has this nifty feature where you can choose to start it at a particular time. So if I want to start my video 10 seconds in, I can do that there. And then I can copy the link. Then I'm going to go back into my web page and I'm going to put the link here. Again, this is only for YouTube or Vimeo videos. Then I'm going to select add. And as you can see, it gives the title from YouTube. This is my URL. And then I am going to save and select. And there we go. Then we can hit insert selected. And now it's in our text area. So here, again, you can adjust the size. So for videos, it will be full size. You can also add a caption down here. So I can write just the same, Stanford 133rd opening convocation ceremony. I can also toggle that to make it disappear, depending on my preferences. Then you can align it to the left or center. You can have text wrapped around it and have your video left or right aligned. And here I'm going to hit save. And let's check it out. So all the way down here, here is my video. So now if we want to do that for other types of media, let's see how we do that. Go back into edit. I'm going to use that same text area. And as you can see, there's not really any place to put my cursor. So if I choose this arrow button up here, it will add a line above. Or if I choose the one down here, it will add a line below. And so I'm going to just add a line just to space things out. And then I'm going to select Insert Media. And now here I want to do an audio file. I want to stream something from SoundCloud. So I found my media here. I'm going to select Share. And then again, SoundCloud lets you choose where to start. So I actually want to start it from the very beginning here. And then I'm going to copy this link. Then I'm going to go into Embeddable. And you see here, SoundCloud is one of the approved sources. So I'll go ahead and put in my URL, add. It gives the name. I can edit that if I want. I've got my URL there, and I'm going to save and insert. here you can see I've got my SoundCloud video here. You can also do this for other types of media. So I'm going to say that I want to embed a form. I'd really like people to take a survey directly from my website, so I can embed that. So I'm going to open this form and I'm going to share it. Just going to copy the link. You don't have to shorten the URL because it will be hidden. Select copy. I'm going to go back in here and I will select my insert media button. And then I can select Google Form. Paste that, select add. Again, you can change this, but you don't have to. And then save and insert. And if we scroll down, we will see our embedded form. So let's take a look at what this looks like on our page. There we go. So here we've got our opening ceremony embedded from YouTube. And you can see the caption that I had toggled. We've got our SoundCloud video, or I'm sorry, SoundCloud audio. And we've got this form that people can complete. Okay. My response has been recorded. And so that is how you embed certain types of media or various types of files. If you have something else that you'd like to try and embed and it's not supported, go ahead and send us a support ticket. Again, that's in your Get Help Shortcuts menu and support ticket. Next, we're going to talk about using page revision. So this could be helpful if you have content that is seasonal. So an example might be your department's commencement ceremony. You might want to have that content present during spring quarter. And then after that, it becomes kind of stale and outdated. You're probably not going to update it over the summer for the following year's commencement ceremony. You might also have a seasonal fellowship opportunity or research project or graduate admission. And so you might have sort of an on and an off version of your page. So let's talk about that. So this is going to be my page that's live. But this is, let's say that it's commencement time or it's grad admission and my application is open. This is going to have all of my information. I've got my application process, my key dates, contact information, any other information that's relevant. I've got it all here. And then once the deadline has passed, I don't want to have this show anymore because it's stale. People are going to see my website and think, oh, they never updated it. So an easy way to do that is to go here into this revisions tab. I'm sorry, we should create the revision first. So here, you can delete your content. And you can say, grad admission for the academic year has ended. Check back later. Or something. You can just have different content here. Then we're going to go over here to this menu setting. We're going to go all the way to the bottom. And you can see there's a revision tab, a revision section. So we're going to put, this is our off season. And you can see the create new revision is off. We're going to save. So now let's go back into the revisions tab. So I can go back to, this is my previous one, and I can select revert. And now let's view. Look, here is all of the previous information, all of my fancy stuff showing grad admission, commencement, whatever my topic is. And then I can update it for the current cycle with current dates, current contact information. If the process has changed, I can update that as well. And then when it's time to put that away and have it on the off season, we can just go back here to the off season one and revert to that. Select revert, and then view what the page looks like. So that's just a handy way so that you're not constantly recreating the same content year after year. It's just kind of there. You can kind of use it as a template, depending on your unit's need. And so that is how you use page revision smartly. Next, we're going to talk about linking to PDFs and other files. So maybe to files in Google Drive. So let's go to our sample flexible page and let's edit it. Let's say that here in this first text area, we would like to add a link to a document that we have in Google Drive. So I'm going to say, you should be very descriptive as to what this is. So maybe it's an application form. Maybe it's a form that students have to download and complete in order to declare their major. Whatever it is, you should be very descriptive here. So I'm going to go into my Google Files. Okay, so we are going to share the document. And I'm going to make sure that the access is the level that I want it. So anyone with a link. So that means that if it's someone outside of Stanford who's getting information, I'm okay with them viewing the document. So you can also change it to just anyone at Stanford or restricted to specific people. If it's going to be on your website, it should at a minimum be visible to Stanford University or anyone with the link, depending on the type of content. So go ahead and hit copy. And then go back to your flexible page and come here, highlight what you would like to link. And then click the link button. Paste your URL. And then give it a descriptive name. So application. And then hit the green check. So now that's linked there on your page. You may want to style this. So maybe you want people to know that it is a PDF file. So you can go ahead and style your link right here with the PDF symbol. And let's check out how that looks. So there it is. And then it opens like that. You want to update this document. So what we're going to do is instead of creating a new document and then unlinking this and relinking it, which tends to lead to broken links, we're going to go into our files and we're going to go into this Word document here. So I'm going to say miscellaneous document. I'm going to say this is updated 1/1/23. Okay. Okay, so we are going to save, or I'm sorry, we are going to print this and we're going to select here, save as PDF. And then we're going to go into quick access, save Google Drive, and then put it wherever you want it. I'm going to put it in this folder, and then I'll save it as revised in Google document. Okay. Great. So let's close this, and let's go here, let's refresh and see if it's there. Got our revised sample document. So sometimes people will go ahead and change the link here. So go in here, go back here, and change this link. We don't recommend doing that because every time you do that, you're creating a new file and things get lost, if you end up deleting the original file, it's just hard and it leads to broken links. So what we recommend doing instead is leaving this alone entirely. You're going to edit this entirely in Google Drive rather than on your website. So let's cancel out of here. And let's go here. Okay, so we're going to go here and we're going to right click. We're going to go into File Information and we're going to select Manage Revision. So here's your current version. We're going to upload a new version. And we're going to upload from Google Files. So you could also upload something from your computer if you're saving it from your computer. And we are going to select Revised Sample Document. Great. So you can see here, the current version is our revised sample document. So let's go ahead and close that. And then we're going to go here and we're going to refresh. Let's scroll down. Let's find our document. Again, we have not done anything here. So we're going to click it and see what happens. It's our revised document. So that's a very easy way to just tackle revisions in documents. This will apply to all of the links to this document. So if you've linked to this file in 10 different places on your website, all 10 of them will automatically be updated for you. It saves you a lot of work, and it keeps all of your content correct, updated, and prevents broken links. Next, we're going to talk about editing your main menu. So up here on the top, let's say that you don't like the order of this, or you don't like how these are ordered. You go up to your shortcuts menu and you go to Site Actions, Edit Main Menu. It's going to pull up a page that looks like this. So you'll see these are all of your menu options. So if we go back, we'll see it was Home, People, News and Events, Courses, Publications, and Trainings were the main headers. And then some of those had sub-pages. So this one had a lot. Let's go back to Site Actions, Edit Main Menu. And you can see all of the main topics here: Home, People, News and Events, Courses, Publications, etc. So you can see this here. News is a subpage of News and Events. We may also add an events page. So in order to rearrange these, you simply take this little plus sign and click it and drag it to where you'd like it to go. You can also do that down here. So if we want to rearrange sample flexible page, maybe we want to put the third one above the second. You can also go ahead and uncheck these to disable them. So I don't have any publications. There's nothing that can be clicked on here. I'm going to disable them. So I'm going to uncheck it. I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to select save. And then I'm going to go back to home. So as you can see, my publications are gone. They've been disabled, but they're not deleted, which is important. And then here, my training pages have been rearranged. And that is how you edit the main menu. Next, we're going to talk about if you want to take action on a lot of pages at one time. So this is called the bulk edit option. So we go into Manage Content. Again, this is the lost and found of our site. And so let's say that I want to select some items here. Let's say that I want to unpublish all of these pages. They're all currently published. I don't want to go in and find each one and select the publish, unpublish toggle slider. I'm just going to go here and I am going to do action. And then I'm going to choose change field values. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to apply to selected item. It's going to pull up this sort of blank looking page. If you open the caret for content news item. You can change any of these that are news items. You can change who they are authored by. You can change the publication date on all of the ones that you've selected. You can unpublish them. You can put them at the top of the list. None of the items that we selected were news items, so we're going to go down here. They were all flexible pages. We're going to go down here, and again, we can do a book change to any of these things, and I'm going to choose publish. All right, I'm going to apply. And so now everything that we had selected was changed to published. And now let's go back and we can change them back if we would like. Content flexible page. We are going to make them all unpublished and save. And now you can see these two pages are unpublished. And that is how you take bulk action on multiple items. While we're here, I also want to show you, this is the manage content section. This shows you all of your content type. It also can show you all of your media. And so this will give us all of our media. So a Google form that we uploaded earlier, an embeddable from SoundCloud, a video from YouTube, and then we've got a Google form, and then we've got a bunch of images. We can also check here, alt text. So alt text we had discussed in the previous video, and that is basically just making, describing a video for someone who is blind or using a screen reading software. This just gives them information about what your photo is. So as you can see, this picture that we uploaded has alt text. So I've described this image as the facade of the School of Sustainability. You can see this image that we uploaded in the previous video does not have alt text. So this is actually going to be non-compliant for accessibility standards. And remember, we want to make sure that everyone can use our website, kind of similar to how we've grown accustomed to sidewalks that have a ramp at the corner. It's easy for everyone. It's not just for people who use wheelchairs. It's also for people who are wheeling luggage or pushing a stroller or riding a bike. It benefits everyone. What's good for one is good for all. So we really want to have this alt text to describe what this image is. So I'm going to go in and add my alt text. So I'm going to select this line, select edit. And then this handy thing up here tells me that if I change this, it's going to impact 3 pieces of content. So this is basically telling me that I've used this image 3 times on my website. And if I make changes here, it's going to impact all 3 of those instances. So here I've checked decorative image. While it is kind of decorative and it doesn't necessarily relate to the content on the page, it also should have alternative text. So here I'm going to write that this is the Stanford main quad with Hoover Tower in the background. You don't need to write that this is an image of or a photo of, because screen reading software will do that for the user. If it's important, like if it's a painting of something, or if it's a photograph, if that is important information to convey, then you should include it. But if it's just simply something like this, where it's a stock photo, you don't need to say photo of. You can just describe the photo. We encourage you to be as descriptive as possible while also being succinct. So I've written that. I'm going to go down here, caption credit. It is good to caption or provide credit where you acquired your photos from. So I got this from Stanford Valley Images. I'm going to put that there. And if I want, I can add a revision log so that I can go back and do revisions later, just to add it alt text. And okay. And then I'm going to save. And so now you can see that I've got alt text here. I've got a caption or a credit here. And that is how you manage alt text. Again, I really like to point out this reference website. Please bookmark this. It's got all of our quick links, connect with our Slack channel with other users just like you. Look at our wiki guide, which again is this page here with helpful tips. And you can read different guides on flexible pages, shortcuts menu, editing your homepage, all of the things that we've discussed in this video and more. We also have our monthly office hours the last Friday of every month. Please feel free to join us. No question is too big or too small. We would love to help you. And then finally, we've got our Stanford Office of Digital Accessibility, or SODA. Really encourage you to take a look at this and get familiar with some of the accessibility concepts. There will be additional trainings and videos on this, but we would like you to start familiarizing yourself with these concepts and just interweaving them as you build out your content. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to go here, get help, and submit a support ticket. Thank you all so much for coming to our training. Have a great rest of your day.